The Stanley Cup playoffs are upon us, and today in Hockey Ultimate Team, they dropped the Stanley Cup event, starting with round one. So in this video, we're going to go over all the new Master Set players, as well as the new playoff cards. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. All right, now all of these players that I'm about to show you will go up by +1 for every win that their team gets, on top of a +2 bonus if they win the series. So in all, if a player wins this series, like Carolina Hurricanes, Paul Stastny would go up a total of 6, meaning that he will jump up to a 94. Now, if this works like it has in the past, speed will only go up by 0.5, so looking at about 3 usually. Everything else will go up by the full +1, usually how it works. So we'll start with the 88 Paul Stastny. He's got Light the Lamp as well as Thief, Gold Puck on a String, and Third Eye. I'll be honest with you, the abilities are pretty brutal. Skating is not going to be all that impressive, and unless you're a Carolina Hurricane fan, I really see no allure for this card, which is a theme that you're going to see a lot from this release. That being said, Paul Stastny has a very good shot to go up to 94 as Carolina's got a favorable matchup. Next, we've got the 88 Matt Roy from the LA Kings, 6'1", 205. He's got Booming Shot and Dangle City. He is a 6'1" right-handed defenseman with Gold Bouncer and Thunderclap. Again, abilities are not the strong suits of these cards, it appears. However, if he gets boosted up to a +6 for everything, he'd have 99 shot power, 99 body checking, almost 99 defensive awareness. Not really all that impressive for the cost is what you're going to see in just a little bit. On top of that, I'll do my playoff predictions once we see the final series set, as Colorado still has something to determine in the games tonight, so at the time of this recording. So I'll do a playoff prediction. I don't see the Kings moving on, but that's just me. Next, we've got the New York Islanders, 88 overall, Alexander Romanov, a 6'1", 215 left-handed defenseman. He's got Booming Shot, Magician, Bouncer, and Send It. I get that they don't want to make these cards better than the Master Set players, but one, I know it's the first round, and we are going to get 4 weeks of this, guys, or at least 4 weeks. That has been confirmed in the EA forums. However, it's hard to be excited about these cards when their abilities aren't very good, their synergies don't appear to be all that great, and even if they get up to 94 overall, it's tough to be excited about them. Alexander Romanov has great size. Unless you're a fan of the team, I guess would give you added incentive, but even if you're an Islanders fan, I don't know how pumped you are for Alexander Romanov. Let me know in the comments section if you're a fan of the team that is in this release, if you're a fan of a playoff team, and let me know how you thought about their selection. Then from the New Jersey Devils, we've got the 88 Michael McLeod, 6'2", 190, Gold Schneip, and Yoink. Okay, 92 speed, 92 acceleration, so he's got decent skating, however, and he is 6'2", 190. If the New Jersey Devils move on in this series and he goes up to a 94 overall, this could be a pretty useful card at 6'2", 95 speed and acceleration. That's almost roughly the same size as Sean Couturier's MSP. Now, he's only 190, but still, that's not bad at all. From the Dallas Stars, we've got the 88 NILS LUNDKVIST, 5'11", 190, right-handed defenseman with Thief and Booming Shot, which is actually, in my opinion, a decent combo for a defenseman. However, Send It is one of the worst abilities for defensemen in the game, as is in reverse, in my opinion. I think that it's just not really impactful in the current state that it is in. 91 speed, 91 acceleration. His defensive awareness gets up to 97. So if the Dallas Stars do move on, again, he's going to be a pretty good skater, but his body checking is lacking, and he doesn't have truculence to make up for the fact he's 5'11", 190. I apologize. Move my camera so you can actually see the defensive awareness. Then we've got Ryan Lindgren from the New York Rangers, Gold Bouncer, and Heat Seeker, 6'1", 190, 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Ranger fans, let me know. Are you fired up for a potentially 94 overall Ryan Lindgren? KEEGAN KOLESAR from the Vegas Golden Knights. He's got Gold Make It Snappy and Puck on a String. Again, fitting a theme of useful, useless abilities. He could get 92 speed and acceleration, it appears. His shot is in the high 80s, low 90s. Hand stats would just get over 90 overall. Yeah, he does have great size, so I'll give him that. He does have very, very good size. David Kampf from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and shout out to any fans going to the Toronto Maple Leafs game 1. Me and my old man secured tickets. I will be at Leafs Tampa game number 1 on Tuesday. I cannot wait. I am so fired up. I hope to see you there. Let me know in the comment section if you're going. 90 speed, 90 acceleration would get up to about 93. He's got Gold Elite Edges and Quick Pick. I mean, of all the cards so far, Elite Edges is the most impactful, but I don't know how good that would be. He does have pretty good size, and he does have a good face-off rating, so you could play him at center, and he's got good size for that. So I guess this is kind of the most useful one. However, extremely risky, given the fact that it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Matt Grzelcyk from the Boston Bruins, 5'10", 176, gold 1T, silver shutdown. This card does have decent skating if the Bruins move on, and of all of the teams playing so far, I think Boston obviously has the best shot of moving on so far. 96 speed and acceleration, roughly, is what it appears. You have max defensive awareness. Body checking would almost be max as well. Very small, though, so he's a pure offensive defenseman. FREDERICK GAUDREAU from the Minnesota Wild, 6'1", 184. He's got Thief and Protector, Puck on a String and Snipe. I don't know why they are obsessed with these abilities for this event. Now, 89 speed, 89 acceleration, pretty mediocre. He could get to high shooting and decent hand stats, but again, I think that you'd be looking elsewhere. Again, it's a risky one to grab Minnesota. I'm not super confident in them. I apologize, Wild fans. Then we've got Gus Forsling from the Florida Panthers. They've got a date with the Boston Bruins. That is an awfully tough matchup. Gold Stick Him Up is the most impactful of all of the abilities so far among defensemen. He'd have about 93 speed, 94 acceleration, and Seeing Eye. Like, okay. Not bad, but again, at 6'1", 186, he's going to have a tough time being impactful for your team. And I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. Again, let me know in the comments if you're a Florida Panthers fan, if you're excited about Gustav Forsling, because I'm all about you going out and getting cards of your favorite team that you can use, but it's how you acquire them because you simply can't, and again, we'll talk about that in a second. Ryan Donato, former San Jose Shark from the Seattle Kraken's got big tipper. I love that. But he's going to have very mediocre skating and a weird hand stats and shooting stats. So just a really weird build on Ryan Donato. But again, they all seem to be about 6', 190 with just weird abilities and no skating synergy. Brendan Dillon from the Winnipeg Jets, 6'4", 220 gold shutdown. So far, this is the king of playoff cards so far, but 89 speed and acceleration, he'd have low 90s skating, and his slap shot accuracy is at 79, so it's basically halfway to May. That's pretty brutal. However, this is definitely the best one that you could actually use on your team if the Winnipeg Jets moved on, which is no guarantee. Andrew Cogliano from the Colorado Avalanche, again, I think would be a kind of a safer bet, but who knows? No Landeskog, Gold Schneip. I don't know. And no contest. He is a pretty good skater, however, but without Unstoppable Force, you're going to get absolutely crushed with using this Andrew Cogliano card. CODY CECI from the Edmonton Oilers. Gold shutdown, again, a good ability on someone that's 6'2", 210. Would have low 90 skating. This is essentially the same card as Brendan Dillon. Definitely the most impactful, and in my opinion, I think Edmonton is going to move on. Low-key, I think they're going to go all the way. Again, that is a hot take probably, but this CODY CECI could be a pretty decent card, much like Brendan Dillon. Then for the Tampa Bay Lightning, we've got the 88 Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, 5'11", 198. Gold back at ya, and no contest. Again, not very big, not very fast, very mediocre across the board here, and a risky matchup against Toronto. They look like they finally just become tired, I guess the best way to describe it, but it is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it is the Tampa Bay Lightning, so I don't know. All right, on to the big boys, and gotta say, again, amazing card art. Thank the Lord, because they made up for that brutal Team of the Season card with this great Stanley Cup cards. Sergei Zubov, who admittedly I consider a Dallas Star. Didn't even know that he was a New York Ranger and won the Cup. Again, wasn't aware of that. The more you know. Does have a couple decent synergies. One skating synergy, fly the zone, so you're going to use it. He's stuck at 97 speed, acceleration, 99 agility. Gold, stick him up. I've mentioned this before. On someone that isn't extremely big, I think it loses some of its effectiveness. Doesn't have truculence, but silver shutdown will make up for that. You're looking at a great card here all the way around for the Sergei Zubov. Then we've got the 96 VLADIMIR TARASENKO. Gold 1T, tape to tape, unstoppable Force, make it snappy and snipe. Unstoppable Force, really the only super valuable one. However, 1T is making some noise in terms of usefulness. However, I haven't really seen much of it. They went super safe on this card. A lot of these cards, because it doesn't have a skating synergy, so 95 speed, you could get to 96 speed, but you're going to go back down to 95 acceleration, doesn't really matter there. 99 hands and shooting, which is great, and he is 6'1", 228, so you're not knocking him off the puck with Unstoppable Force, because he is so heavy, and he also plays very good. Like, Tarasenko cards are low-key, kind of sneaky, so very interesting left-handed winger, but there is a lot of great left-handed wingers. Then we've got Mike Modano. Probably, in my opinion, the coolest of all of these cards released today. Gold quick draw, third eye, close quarters, elite edges, and wheels. He is pretty quick at 96 speed, 95 acceleration. He's got almost max shooting, hand stats, all of that. A very good centerman as well. Doesn't have thief, though, which I would like to see to get his face-off rating up a little bit more. I'm not huge on gold quick draw on this card because I think that there's probably some other cards that are much more valuable at center that would have quick draw, so it'd be better if this was maybe close quarters or unstoppable force, for example, to be a little bit more impactful. But all in all, this is definitely the most interesting one. It's 6'3", 212, great card, and his icon is going to be fantastic as well. And then lastly, we've got the 96 Andrew Ladd, 96 speed, 94 acceleration. You can switch it again. Again, the skating for a card in April to not be in the high 90s is just a little surprising to me. I'm not complaining that they're not 99, but it's just a little surprising. However, he is 6'3", gold truculence, big tipper, close quarters, crease crasher, and no contest. Again, close quarters, probably the only one I think you would need to activate. Truculence can be risky on wingers because you're usually moving a lot faster, which can draw a lot of penalties. He's a great card all the way around, though, guys. If you are looking for the 96 Andrew Ladd, again, great card art. All right, guys, now moving on to the sets, there is a pretty big change when it comes to making these cards. So if you go and look at creating one of the MSPs and upgrading it all the way, they have actually reduced the cost to actually make them. If you get collectibles for about 5,000 per, which is the going rate, it's only going to cost you about 385,000 coins. Now, to put that in perspective, that's for a 96 overall. The prior event, the Clutch Moments event, for a 95 cost you 430k. So they're throwing you a little bit of a bone, which I guess is pretty cool. You got to celebrate the wins as much as the losses. Now, what I was talking about earlier with the playoff cards, in terms of the ones represented by teams, it's going to cost you 32 to do a choice set, and you only get one of two. If you're going to do 32 of these, I would love it if, let's say, they put a deadline on Wednesday, so all of the game ones have been played, okay? So you get a little bit of an advantage, but you give people enough time to actually see the event and whatnot. Make it a choice of all of them. Again, if I was a Florida Panther fan and I wanted to try and get FORSLING, I'm going to risk 160,000 coins in value for this. No shot. So just a little disappointing there in that they really have not grasped a way to make theme teams and build the cards that you want, which is super, just frustrating. Again, as a Sharks fan, this is me personally. There's 16 other teams that didn't make the playoffs. If you're not a fan of any of these guys, this event obviously isn't for you, but if you're not affiliated with any of these Master Set players, you really don't have anything exciting to make, and this is the time of the year where you want to be able to go and make the cards and your theme teams and things like that, and it's just not really an option for you. So let me know what cards you're excited for, and again, it looks like this event will be running for 4 weeks at least, so it looks like we're going to get 4 more Master Sets each time. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.